When my dad grew up, his dad died when he was 3 or 4 years old. And they grew up poor, and they grew up on welfare, and he always felt like he could better himself. And he wanted better for himself. And so I think he worked really hard at that.
One of the things that attracted me about Pete, I think when I first met him, he had a vision for what he wanted his company to be before he ever started his company. He had it mapped out, and if he could fit people into that mold, then he would be able to do the things that he wanted to do in his business to succeed.
Well, Pete and Kathy started their business on a kitchen table in their house, and just worked up piece by piece, and each time they made the next step, they made sure to maintain their quality and customer service, the things that I think Sunset Air is really known for.
There was a little house in Tumwater, a little 2-car garage, but that was the beginning of Sunset Air. When we first started out too, you know, so many people will start a business, and the first thing they do, they got to go out and buy a brand new truck and a brand new this and that and everything. Pete never did. We was in that little house up in Tumwater, and every penny he made there for a good many years, he dumped right back into the company.
I think he was always setting the plane to have it better for our families, and made sure that we had the wherewithal. I had a chance to take, and get my kids set off on the right foot. And I think it was real important to them.
He made himself do the things that he needed to do to be successful. Pete looked at this as a business, and he became a businessman.
And then when he built the first building here, which now he's built a whole bunch of buildings, I stood inside of the building, and here's this big, huge building, and thinking, you got out of your mind. We're never going to be able to fill this thing up. And it wasn't long, and this company has just gone head over heels. I mean, it's just really been awesome.
Most people, if they're going to work on their business, they're just going to work on their business. The interesting thing is that the year my dad started this year after was the year he ran for city council. But that was, his commitment was still there, working in the community to try to better the community as well as running his business.
Civic relationships, mayor of Tumwater, city councils, SMACNA, I mean today, community development. You go on and on, I can't remember them all.
Well, I think Pete's always said, you get back so much more than you will ever give.
I think it sets a great tone for our employees that they see the company do that. Our employees are proud of it, and it also sets a tone for us as managers. I want to do the same thing.
Pete's much more to this community than just a business person. He's been actively involved. He's part of the civic infrastructure here. I think without Sunset Air here growing to the point it has, we'd be shortchanged as a community.
I think he ran this business and started this business with great integrity. Did the right things by customers, do the right things by your employees, and do the right things by your suppliers.
As a contractor, Pete is probably one of the most well-informed and well-connected people that I've come across. I think he and Sunset Air have done a lot in setting a bar for other contractors to grow to.
They've built this thing through delegation and faith that it runs itself. People want to perform for him, people want to do the right thing.
Pete Fluetsch absolutely is a born leader.
I mean, we've never forgot the customer. As big as we've gotten, whatever it is, if somebody was to walk in here and say, I need to speak to the owner, he would make himself available.
Carrier is very fortunate to have a company at a Refco too, like Sunset Air.
Pete has been just like family. He's just kind of been like an older brother to me or whatever, but I mean, it's been a really, really good place to work.
Pete is so fair. He is so loyal. Not only he was loyal to Refco and Carrier, tremendously loyal, but also to his own people.
For someone that has had a great balance of being involved politically, community-wise, as well as business-wise, you won't find many people like that. And I've tried to implement in my life a lot of the same things that he did as far as leadership in the community, being involved, and making a positive statement in the community for Sunset Air. And he's been a great example of that from day one.